When you self-reflect, have you been able to work out what it is about you which made you lie so brazenly, so often, but often for no real reason that anyone can really work out other than you just lied?
You know, Piers, no. There's nothing I can say to that.
There must be a reason, though.
No.
Really?
No. Unfortunately, no.
But you're sure it's not a mental disorder?
It's not a mental disorder.
How can you be certain?
Okay, well, are you willing to diagnose me here and now?
No, I'm just curious. How do you know? How do you know it's not?
Oh, Piers. Life hasn't been pretty, I'll put it that way. And clearly, the last 2 years were tough. Things that happened in the campaign, I could barely ever even attempt to start explaining it. So I always choose to just, it is what it is.
Because you actually came into Congress as a breath of fresh air. You had a big win. You were seen as an big electoral force.
A powerhouse.
For the Republicans.
I was a powerhouse.
And you hit Congress, you were the first openly gay Republican congressman.
With a 16.5-point victory swing from a Biden seat.
So all of this was great, right? And yet you've blown that whole thing up because it turned out that you just had told endless lies. And the question is, everyone wants to know, and you've never really answered, is why? And it's fascinating to me that you just don't have an answer, or you don't want to give me an answer.
No, I don't have an answer for you. I really don't.
Something in your childhood?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Nothing triggered this?
No. No. Nothing.
You can't explain it?
No, can't explain it. Can't explain it. Sorry, Piers.
You don't have to apologize to me.
Oh,
I think you probably
I've apologized to the American people many times, and I continue to do that.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, listen, saying sorry to the American people, I'm a terrible liar, is fine. All right. What do you say to your husband when he must have asked you about all this?
We've had conversations.
Did he know about all the lies, or was he?
No,
finding out via the media.
He found out by the media.
And what was his reaction? Because he loves you, he married you.
Obviously not positive, but you know, we work our way through our personal stuff together.
But he's your husband. He must have asked you to explain it.
We have had a year for the books, both of us, with our lives being turned inside out. You need to understand that everything that happened to me affected my family. My husband, my sisters, my parents, everybody, you know, my father, my mother's passed, but it's been tough. Believe it or not, it's been really tough to even sit down and unpack any of it.
Have you cried a lot in the last year?
I'm an emotional person. I'm not scared of saying that. Crying is something that I actually do a lot in private. I don't think anybody has ever seen me cry, but it's, yeah, I'm an emotional person, very emotional, so it's not uncommon.
Do you still lie?
No, I have no reason to. I think.
When did you decide to stop lying?
Well, it's not about stopping or when I decided to start. No, it's about lying is stupid, period, right? And I think we all know that.
But when you've lied on your scale, when you've been that dishonest about every part of your life.
Not every part. You keep saying every part of my life. No, not pretty much.
Pretty much.
So you're going to define my entire life to my work and education, period. That's all. That's what you're doing. That's literally what you're doing. You're defining my entire life based on two aspects of a human's life, which one would say is not even 10% of a person's life, right? Is your entire life your work and your education? It's not. You have family, you have friends, you have a plethora of experiences as a human being. So to say my entire life, that's broadly bullshit, and it's offensive. It's really darn offensive. I can assure you there's so much more I can offer, not just you and your viewers, but the world.
What? Like what?
You ask. I don't know.
You tell me.
You need to ask.
Well, sell yourself. If there's another side to you.
I've sold myself. I'm a good person. I'm the person that you can call at 3 o'clock in the morning. If I have friends who have spoken to journalists. I've helped friends out of abusive relationships. I've helped friends out of literally being out in the street. I'm a good person. I go out of my way. I take the clothes off my back quite literally to help people.
You've been on Cameo, which has caused a lot of entertainment to people. People are trying to get.
Have you been on there?
No.
You should join. You'd be a hit.
But your rate's gone down.
Oh, it went. So the peak, it was $500, and I decided.
What are you now?
350. I'm still top 2%.
How many requests do you get a week?
On a good week, now after the New Year's, it's been 1 week, I've gotten about 35 or 40, something like that. They're still coming in steadily. I reduced them, first of all. The reason I jacked them up was to deter a little bit of the volume, and I still did 1,200 videos in that short span.
Do you find that fulfilling, or just do it for money?
Well, first of all, I think it's fun. I enjoy the connection with them. And obviously, I have my bills to pay, Piers, and if that's how I'm going to facilitate paying my bills, I mean, there's no shame in that. It's honest work. Or do you disagree?
No, I think you're perfectly entitled to do it.
Okay.
There's nothing unethical about doing Cameo. I know lots of people on Cameo.
Like I said, I think you should do it. You'd be a hit.
I'm sure I would. I don't need to do it.
Well, why not? Is it beneath you?
I just think I can't think of anything I'd rather less do than spend all day
come on.
recording.
You can do one
if
here
people
and
ask me for videos, I do them for free.
I mean, I do them for free too. Tons. Do you know how many people say, like, oh, I can't afford your camera? What do you want me to say? I said to friends and family.
Do you feel, George, even if you can't explain why you lied so much, do you feel now that it's all blown up in your face, do you feel a sense of shame or not really?
Terrible shame, and I've displayed that many times. But here's the thing, I have nothing to lose. The truth will set me free. I am not going to say anything.
I mean, you know the irony of that statement.
Well, yeah, sure, there's irony there, but here's the
truth might set you free. I mean, actually, in that one sentence, might well be the thing that sets you free.
No,
actually from now on saying, I'm going to tell the truth.
Well, that's what I've been doing, and it's making a lot of people uncomfortable. So I recently was wearing a pin that said they were fools to set me free, as in my colleagues in Congress, because I just won't stop talking.
Well, some of the things you say about Congress, I think, have real validity, right?
They're true.
Congress has passed fewer bills, I think, in this stage of the administration under Joe Biden than in history at this stage. When you look at Joe Biden and you look at Donald Trump, and they may be the two that duke it out for the White House, both of them have got a pretty checkered history when it comes to veracity. Do you think there's an irony there that you've been thrown out of office,
Piers,
for persistent lying?
Joe Biden has been lying since before I was born. Joe Biden was lying in his first presidential campaign. Joe Biden is a prolific liar.
And Donald Trump?
I don't understand what the obsession is with his lies. Tell me one lie that Donald Trump has said that is even comes close to Joe Biden. Just give me one.
Well, saying he had nothing to do with January 6th. Right.
He didn't. He didn't. I was there. I was at the Ellipse. He didn't. He was still speaking. I was second or third row at the Ellipse in a muddy pit of cold mud. He was still speaking. And there were people already in their own volition breaking into the Capitol.
Because he told them to go down there.
He said march
fight
peacefully.
He'd actually said go down and fight.
Fight like hell. Okay,
and then when they did start fighting, he did nothing until it was too late to stop them.
How many politicians have said the terms fight like hell? Republicans and Democrats, that is a figure of speech.
How many have stood there having done that and watched rioting take place and refused to stop it until it's too late?
He acted on it as soon as he got to the White House.
No, he didn't.
Come on.
He didn't.
Oh, come on.
He didn't.
Accusing Donald Trump of having any involvement with January 6th and turning a blind eye to Nancy Pelosi being Speaker of the House, having declined extra security measures for the Capitol that day at the request of President Trump, you're being a hypocrite if you don't bring up Nancy Pelosi. She wanted the political theater. She got the political theater.
She wanted a riot.
She wanted a riot,
don't be
of course.
ridiculous.
Oh, come on. Then don't be ridiculous saying Donald Trump had anything to do with it.